Welcome back, everybody, to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Today we're going to be starting up Case 2, The Stolen Turnabout. The time is 1 a.m. Safe. Detective, we made it! Phew, what a relief! Glad the jewel is still safe. Oh, you said it, pal! It must have been a rock-solid security that scared him off. Would you mind opening the safe just to double-check? Lots of security mechanisms here. What? We've been had! Out front! Guards! Turn on the searchlights! Better luck next time, gentlemen! The fuck? Excuse me, but I'm afraid I must be leaving now. We shall meet again when the next moon is full! Oh, so it's a monthly thing. Meanwhile... Hey, Nick! Give a load of this! Hey, are you listening to me? You can clean the toilet later. This is important. What are you freaking out about now? Today will be the last time you talk to me that way. Huh? We're about to hit the big time. Big time? And what do you mean by we? You don't mean you and me or... Ha! Don't be silly. I'm talking about me and Pearly, of course.
Oh, it's a pleasure to see you again, Mr. Nick.
Pearls, you haven't changed a bit. Wait, what are you doing here anyway?
Haven't you heard, Mr. Nick? Here, take a look at this.
What's this? Some kind of poster? Curain Village, isn't that? That's right. It's our hometown, Pearly and mine, that is. What's this about treasures from the boonies? Very funny. You can laugh all you want, but you'll be singing another tune tonight. Tonight? What about tonight?
The Treasures of Curain exhibit doesn't actually start until next week, but the promoter sent us some special VIP entry passes.
That's why I dressed up extra special today. What do you think, Nick? Same Maya, different day. This young lady here is Maya Fey, the younger sister of Mia Fey, my friend and mentor. I first met her 2 years ago. I was working on the case surrounding Mia's death, and ever since then... I've been the one who's been keeping this law office afloat from behind the scenes. Actually, that's just a cover for her true identity. In reality, she's a spirit medium, and a bit of a shady character. Hey, who are you calling shady? And this little girl is Pearl Fey, but I usually call her Pearls. She's Maya's cousin, and a spirit medium in training herself.
I know I'm a bit young, but I want to help you in any way I can, Mr. Nick.
Curain Village is the home of the mysterious Curain channeling technique, and Maya here is the daughter of the Curain School of Channeling's master. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's no joke. I've seen her power with my own eyes. It's the real thing, all right. Earth to Nick! How long are you going to make two gorgeous women like us wait?
Yes, Mr. Nick, I can't wait any longer. I want to see the exhibit.
Looks like I don't get a choice here. Might as well head on out. At least we're automatically taken there. That evening. Lordly Tailor, the city's fanciest and most expensive department store. Treasure exhibit, huh? I have to admit, I'm pretty impressed. Wow, this is awesome! Yeah, you can make even the cheapest junk look great. It all depends on how you display it.
Oh, they even have the dusty old hanging scroll that was in the Fey Manor's storeroom.
Oh yeah, I remember scribbling on it when I was a little girl. On a family heirloom? Say, Nick, the person in charge of this exhibition is waiting for us in the basement warehouse. Alright. I guess we should go and say hello. Let's head to this basement warehouse. Yep, this is the basement warehouse, alright.
This place is scary. I feel like a monster can jump out at any time.
Don't be scared, Pearly. I'll protect you.
Oh, Mr. Wright.
Oh, Jesus. A monster! You were right! Huh? A monster?
Good evening. It's good to see you again.
You. I know you.
Haha. Nice to see you again too, little miss. Ah? Hello.
Is she a friend of yours, Nick? And how do you know her, Pearly?
Nice to meet you. I'm Adrian Andrews. I'm in charge of the promotion and planning for this treasure exhibit. I'm also responsible for the security arrangements.
Oh, nice to meet you. Adrian sure has changed since we last met.
So this is the warehouse. The really valuable exhibit items are still stored away in here. It really has been a long time, hasn't it, Mr. Wright?
Nick, what's going on? Who is this woman? Why are you freaking out on me? What? I just thought it'd be more dramatic if I got all worked up. That's all.
Mr. Maya, you shouldn't let him off the hook so easily.
Please, Maya, don't say anything that'll needle Pearls further.
Mr. Wright was there for me when I really needed help. It was something that happened 7 months ago.
You remember, don't you? The Nickel Samurai case. Not really. I was stuck in a dark wine cellar. Did that escape your memory, Nick?
After that, I quit being a manager and started this job.
Wow, that's tough. I'm sorry, Miss Andrews, if it wasn't for us.
No, don't say that. I'm glad the whole thing happened. Thanks to you and everyone else that was involved, I was able to change my whole life. I really am grateful.
Whew, that's a relief. I'm really impressed, Miss Andrews. Handling a huge exhibition like this must be very tiring.
Well, Lordly Tailor is celebrating their 200th anniversary this year. The works on display in the main exhibition hall are worthy of the finest museums.
Woohoo! Did you hear that, Pearly? The finest museums!
Yes, I did. That's really wonderful.
So this basement warehouse is pretty well protected, huh?
Of course it is. After all, there are some priceless treasures here. The security guards are all very highly trained as well.
That sounds good. So what's with that face she's making? Alright. Let's take a look around here. This thing's caught my eye.
Missing Maya, take a look next to the door. That's Missing Amy, right? Yes, that's a statue of the woman who invented the Curane channeling technique, Amy Faye. This statue is on loan from one of the training halls of the Faye branch family. In fact, it just arrived this morning.
What's that creepy-looking thing she's holding? Don't ask me. How should I know? Well, you are the future master, right? Maybe so, but this is the first time I've ever seen this statue.
That thing is the Curane Shichishito. It's a ceremonial sword. It's not a real weapon, so the blade isn't sharp.
Aw, phooey. I wanted to cut something. Why are you eyeing me for?
Oh, look, it's already 8 o'clock. Have you all eaten yet?
Well, actually...
I've already made a reservation at the restaurant on the 12th floor. Why don't we all dine together?
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Dine. It sounds so fancy.
I'll have the kids' lunch.
Ha ha ha. Burley, it's dinner, not lunch. Why don't you go for it and really eat your fill with a kid's dinner?
Okay, in that case, one kid's dinner for me. Shall we head upstairs then?
After that pleasant evening, all that remained was to wait for the exhibition's opening. It was wonderful seeing Miss Andrews looking so happy. None of us could have imagined that the very next day something terrible would happen. The next morning. Nick, this is terrible. What the? You're cleaning the toilet again? I never knew you were such a toilet freak. Give me a break, would you? My brain just hit the snooze button for the 5th time.
I'm going to turn on the TV.
We've got an update of the recent treasure heist. Based on clues found at the scene of the crime, authorities have announced that they believe it was the work of renowned phantom thief Mask the Mask. Mask the Mask? According to a spokesperson, Lordly Taylor received a threat letter some days ago. This is the 5th heist by this phantom thief who only targets rare treasures. Lordly Taylor? Well, Nick, what are you going to do? Don't you dare go back to scrubbing the toilet! Treasure? Lordly Taylor? You don't think... Yes, now get out, Nick! It was stolen by Mask the Mask! Our most valuable treasure! The curate's sacred urn was stolen! What?! Refresh my memory a little. What's this sacred urn? It's only the most important treasure in Curate Village, that's all! Look, it's right there on this poster. Don't you remember what's inside? The urn contains a very important soul. Namely, the soul of Mystic Amy Faye, the founder of the Curate channeling technique. Right, Burley?
Oh, yes, that's right.
Hold up. I thought that urn had the name Amy written on it. Now it says, I am. Any idea how that happened, Burley?
Huh? Well... There are some things best left unsolved, wouldn't you say, Mr. Nick?
That's right! 1 year ago, there was a murder in Curane Village, Maya's hometown. The sacred urn. It turned out to be an important clue in that case. Okay, the toilet is shinier than the judge's head, so let's see what's next. What's wrong with you, Nick? What do you mean? What do you mean, what?
Mr. Nick! Your beloved Mystic Maya's treasure has been stolen! Doesn't that even bother you?
But I thought the urn was the village's treasure, so I don't see how...
The village is Mystic Maya! She's the future master of the Curate School of Channeling! You know what I'm talking about, Mr. Nick. I won't let you say you don't.
Okay, I do. So what am I supposed to do about it?
Isn't it obvious? Go and find the bad guy who did this!
Yeah, and get the sacred urn back. But I'm not a detective. I'm a lawyer.
That has nothing to do with this! If you're a real gentleman, you would find it for your beloved Mystic Maya!
Man, oh man, there's no winning against Pearl's fairy tale image of love. So what's the name of this bad guy again? Mask the Mask, Nick! Make a note of it. Mask the Mask. Ah, it was terrible. I was arrested and everything. 1 year ago, the murder in Curane Village. A man was killed during one of Maya's spirit channelings, and this urn wound up being the key piece of evidence that proved her innocence.
Mr. Nick? Would you mind not telling Mystic Maya about that? You promised, remember? You said you wouldn't tell anyone I broke the urn.
Oh yeah, that's right. Now I remember. This urn used to say Amy on it. until Pearls accidentally broke it into a million pieces. She tried to secretly fix it. Let's just say it didn't work out so well.
Sorry, I'm not so good at arts and crafts. Spelling either.
Anyway, this is how her gluing project turned out. She put the pieces together wrong, and now instead of Amy, it says I am. I can't believe no one's noticed this until now, a whole year later.
I can't believe it myself.
Alright, let's get back here.
Right, let's see if we can find some clues that might lead us to the bad guy.
But it doesn't look like anything has been disturbed.
Yeah, it looks pretty much the same as it did last night. Bad guy, huh?
Hey, you can't poke around here, pal! Wait a minute, that voice. Oh no, not him again. It's you! I'm the one who should be saying not again! Why is it that every time something bad happens, you always show up, pal? I should be asking you that. Are there any other detectives? No, I should be asking you that. What are you doing hanging around here? Hey, I asked you first. Why are you here anyway?
Alright, we got it. Why don't you two kiss and make up already? Hello. It's been a long time, Mr. Scruffy Detective.
Oh, it's you, little missy. Actually, my name is Gumshoe. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Now is a good chance for you to try to remember it right.
And if it's too long for you, you can just call him Dick. Okay, it's good to see you again, Mr. Detective Dick.
Yeah. Good to see you again, too, I guess.
Mr. Detective Dick, can you tell us about what happened?
Oh, you're trying to remember my name. Atta girl. It's Gumshoe, okay? Anyway, the thief stole something called the Sacred Urn.
I know about that.
Oh, well, the criminal's name is Mask the Mask.
I know about that, too. Detective, can't you tell us something other than that?
Well, I guess I sort of kind of owe you guys, in a way. The crime occurred last night at around 1:30 in the morning. How exactly do you know that? We got an emergency phone call from a guard at the scene of the crime, pal. He said the urn was just stolen.
The scene of the crime? You mean here, right?
Wrong. That urn was being kept under careful guard in the basement warehouse. Basement warehouse, huh?
So who was guarding the basement warehouse?
That guy! It's all his fault that the thief got away, pal! He solves one case and gets a swelled head, thinking that he's an ace detective.
Ace detective?
Hey, Detective Gumshoe, about this Mask the Mask. Is he famous?
What? You're joking, right, Nick? Mask the Mask is the hottest thing since sliced bread.
Sometimes he appears as a museum guard. Sometimes he appears as a big brown bear known to surprise unsuspected victims. But underneath those disguises is the true Mask the Mask. So he's some kind of master disguise, huh? And he only goes after the finest works of art, pal. Last night was his 5th heist. If Woodley Taylor had only cooperated, I could have caught him this time.
What? Then you knew he was planning on stealing the Sacred Urn?
Of course I did. The guy always sends his calling card before he steals something. Calling card, huh? They mentioned that on TV. So why do you call him an ace detective anyway? That's what he calls himself, pal. I didn't make it up.
So, what's he like?
Well, like I told you, Mask the Mask has made 5 heists so far. On the 4th heist, Mr. Ace Detective managed to get the stolen treasure back.
Wow, that's impressive. All by himself?
Yeah, I gotta admit it, pal. Maybe he really is as good as he says. Every time the thief sends one of his calling cards, we send our men on a stakeout. But none of us has ever gotten so much as a glimpse of the guy.
Mr. Ace Detective was able to retrieve the stolen treasure from the thief.
Anyway, he's at the scene of the crime right now looking for clues. So he's down in the basement warehouse, huh? So what's this calling card? Here it is, but don't show it to anyone. It's top secret, okay, pal? What's this mark on the front? That's Mask to Mask's signature emblem, pal. You could say it's his mark. All of his calling cards have got it on them. He didn't mention that on the newsflash. We're withholding that detail from the public for operational reasons. The only way we can tell if a calling card is real or not is by this emblem. That makes sense. When you get famous, there are always imitators.
Mr. Nick, if you work a little harder, maybe you can have your own copycat someday.
Thanks, I guess. Well, you know, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. This seems to be quite a scene here. No matter how many times we come here, this place always gives me the chills. That's probably because it's air-conditioned to protect the art pieces, you know. Welcome to my private little Banquet of Chaos! Huh? What the heck does that mean? I'm afraid I have very little to offer, but please, make yourself at home. Who are you anyway? Silence! Now I see! It's all becoming clear! What do you see? Zvari! The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. A lawyer and a spirit medium. Neither very advanced at their trade. Am I wrong? Yikes, that's scary. How did you know that? How, you say? The universal skeptic would say that how is nothing but a question of why. I am a traveler of both time and space, and a swimmer of dreams. What is he talking about? I can't make heads or tails of it. Without further ado, let me fulfill what should be the first duty of any gentleman, and introduce myself. The name's Atme. Luke Atme. Ace Detective. Oh, hi. Don't let him intimidate you, Nick. Stand up and show them what you're made of. Name's Wright. Phoenix Wright. Ace Attorney. I'm Maya Fey, Ace Spirit Medium.
And I'm, Pearl Fey. I'm Mystic Maya's cousin and, Spirit Medium Ace Apprentice.
Excellent! Well then, shall we begin a little game? Game? Why does the phrase one short of a baker's dozen come to mind with this guy? So are you really as famous as you say? Of course! For a lawyer, you have a rather shocking lack of knowledge about the world. I had no idea anyone was left in the city that had not heard of me. Look at me! I'm Mask to Mask's arch enemy, the Ace Detective Luke Atme. At this moment, there are two mighty figures which loom large over this grand city. One embodies the nefarious forces of darkness, the other the angelic cherubs of light. Oh, now I'm really lost. What is he saying, Nick? I have been personally on the heels of this villain since his first crime. After learning this criminal's patterns, I thwarted his very latest loathsome larceny. I even returned the target of his tyranny, the portrait of Megina, to the crime scene. And I did it all by myself. I took it back from Mask to Mask. With my brawny mind and my brilliant muscles. Yeah, they mentioned it on the news, in the Great People of the Town segment. They said that the museum gave you an incredible jewel as a reward. Well, compared to the treasure that I retrieved for them, it's not much. So, in the end, the only thing that makes you great is your own self-praise. Oh, tell us what you know about Mask to Mask, and keep it simple, please. Talk about how I have devoted my life to thwarting his dastardly deeds? Last night, here in the bowels of this store, we were locked in a most glorious battle. I see. Hang on a second. You were here last night? Here in Lordly Taylor? Naturally! Wherever Damask goes, you will find at me laying his elegant traps. Elegant traps? More like Damask out-eleganced you and made a beautiful getaway. But this time, I allowed him to escape with the illusion of victory. I wonder if I should ask him about what happened last night in more detail. Can you tell us exactly what happened here last night? But of course! After all, I always say there should be no secrets between aces. Flattery will get you nowhere, Pinocchio. I first received the request for my services 20 days ago. And it was 10 days ago that we received Mask Damask's calling card. Huh? You were hired before the calling card arrived? Yes, you see, the person who hired me is quite rigorous and thorough. That's Adrian for you. A mere 10 days after hiring me, her warped premonitions were realized. A calling card arrived, right? Yes, so, ace detective that I am, I set a trap for the thief right in the warehouse, and waited for him, alone. Alone? But why? Why didn't you go to the police for help? Ridiculous! Why would I seek help from such a singularly useless group of nincompoops? You got a lot of nerve. After all, it was you that let Damask get away. I always operate alone and concealed, out of the sight of others. Concealed? Precisely. Even the guards on duty here were unaware of my presence. To fool your enemies, you must fool your friends first. It's my own original proverb. Anyway, back to what happened last night. As I was saying, I hid here in the warehouse and waited for the thief to arrive. But I swear to you, not a solitary soul came through that entrance. Nevertheless, the sacred urn disappeared. But that's impossible. How could it just disappear? How, you ask? Don't be ridiculous, Sir Lawyer. If I knew the answer to that question, I wouldn't be here. For someone who seriously messed up his own stakeout, he's rather full of himself. So you're saying that even though no one came through those doors last night, our precious urns still somehow vanished from under your nose? That's just not possible. Well, we got a calling card. Mask Damask's calling card. It's got his emblem printed on it, right? Quite impressive! I would expect nothing less from my arch-rival. I'm surprised to see you in possession of such a top-secret piece of information. Well, we've got an ace lawyer, an ace spirit medium, and an ace cousin apprentice here. Yes, indeed. I think I could learn to like you, my fellow ace professionals. I don't know if I really want this guy to like us, ever. Well, Sir Lawyer, I've been told that you, too, are pursuing the mysterious thief. Well, I'm not sure. That's right! We're going to find the sacred urn no matter what we have to do. Excellent! I will trust you. I permit you to take a look around while I investigate elsewhere. If, perchance, you should discover something of value, then return to my office. To my Office of Earthly Delights, the At-Me Detective Agency. Office of Earthly Delights? Well then, Sir Lawyer, if you'll excuse me, I have much to do. Wait a minute. He's gone. I don't like the idea of doing this guy's work for him. Come on, Nick, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Let's hurry up and investigate before he changes his mind. I want to go to his office too. Take me with you, okay?